G'day guys, well I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. Instead of seeing my yard, we've been fortunate enough to make our way out to Arrowfield Stud. So we've got the new Prostripe 560, so Ben from Scone Outdoors has brought that along. Ken Gleeson works at Arrowfield Stud here. He's actually arranged all this to happen so we could have a nice venue to do this. Obviously I'm not running any ryegrass this time of year, so these guys are running a mix of ryegrass overseed in their kikuyu. So perfect situation to have a look at this Prostripe mower. Well, firstly, thank you for having us.
Not a problem.
And tell us a bit about Arrowfield. How many acres are we on here? And
we've got it's a bit over 2,500 acres, which is predominantly looks like it is here where we are now. A beautiful place. The statue we have here behind us is Reduced Choice, is our champion sire, who unfortunately passed away about 2 years ago, but the legacy that he's left behind for the Australian thoroughbred racehorse industry is just phenomenal. His prodigy is just first class and very successful.
So this is actually a life-size bronze replica?
Yes.
Wow.
And
so he's a big boy.
His son Schnitzel is just over there behind us, who we might see later on.
Yep.
Yeah, magnificent job. The lady not too far from here has done these. And life size, beautiful.
Wow, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, Ben.
Yep, well, I'll just wait for this cord to go fast.
So you brought with us today, so there's been a lot of discussion about this machine.
There has, yep.
Especially in the Lawn Fanatics page, all those sorts of things, and actually Ben Sims from Lawn Tips had it at his place the other day. It's probably the exact same machine.
It is the actual unit, yep.
There you go, Ben, you got this one first. Talk us through it, mate.
Yeah, so it's the new toy on the block.
Yep.
Sort of focused for a more commercial customer.
Yep.
Obviously homeowners can use it. I mean, you know what a second-hand greens mower is worth, so this might be put people in the ballpark that want to have a stripes capability.
So this will stripe up?
Yeah, it's a full stripe. It should stripe really well. It's a nice heavy unit, cast alloy deck on it, so it'll handle a heap of punishment. Kawasaki commercial engine on it, so it's a 6 horsepower commercial engine. We'll fire it up here later. You'll hear how quiet that is. Nice big bagger on it.
Yep.
It does catch really well for a roller mower, and then obviously, like you said, you've got a full rear roller, split roller set up in it, and then the big wheels on the front make it nice and easy for rolling over. And with the bar blade set up, it helps us pick the grass up so we can get a nicer stripe and a nicer cut. And there is a brush option available for the front of the unit.
So that just basically what stands up?
Yeah, just so it flicks the grass forward, which most cylinder mowers have either got your brushes or options on the front as well for that. But this option, because it's a vacuum deck, on a catcher deck, it will pull the grass up as well. So we are getting a really nice cut, down to 13 mil I think today.
Okay, so this goes down to 13, because most of these Toro mowers sort of bottom out about 25. So
they do, yeah. Obviously mowing over here in a bar blade mower is a bit different to in the States.
Yep.
In America they cut a lot taller, sort of 3 or 4 inch pretty consistently.
Yep.
Over here we just bottom the guts out of it. So it's 13 mil at lowest setting, and it'll go up to about 60. And then it's got 3.5 mil increments, so it's pretty precise bit of kit. Yeah.
What height are you cutting here, Ken?
50 mil.
Yeah. 50 mil. Yeah. Right. So we'll set that up at 50.
Yeah.
And we'll have a little play with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Sweet.
Good.
No worries.
Okay, so how do we drive this thing?
Well, it's pretty basic. It's not like a lot of the other stuff on the market with safety levers and all that sort of stuff over it. So it's obviously you throttle it here with chokes all integrated.
Yep. And
then your stops there as well. So that's all one lever.
So you just run him at full noise.
Run him at full noise. You'll see that's not that noisy here in a minute.
Yep.
So it's got a blade brake on it. So it's basically got a clutch in for the blades. That just allows you to, obviously on your turns you can stop your blades. Emptying your catcher, you can stop the blades but not having to restock the whole mower. Or even if we're driving across the road here, we can turn the blades off to go across the road.
Sweet, so they're still
independent to the drive. So that's your drive, that's your blades, clutch pedal, clutch lever on the right hand side for the blades.
Yep.
And you're good to go. And then you've got 3 speeds, so you go down from there, catcher.
Yep.
3 speeds, we'll keep it in the top speed, see how quick you can walk behind it.
Sounds like a setup to me.
height adjustments just here. Like I said, we've got that set, what we believe is pretty close to 50.
Yep.
Sort of that 3 mil increment every now and then. We don't want to do a late season scalp on the lawn, so
we won't be welcome back.
We won't be welcome back. You've got a wash port there.
Yep.
And then fuel tank. Obviously,
has it got some in it?
Fuel, it does. I think the boys filled it up before I came out. I hope they did anyway. So straight unleaded, no ethanol.
Yep.
Same as every mower we run.
Yep.
Dipstick and fill point, and then you've got a nice big cyclonic air filter on the front of it as well.
Right, all right. Well,
so literally we just full noise, bit of choke, give it a pull, give it a couple of minutes to sort itself out, warm up a bit, and then we'll.
So easy to start.
It is very easy to start. Being a commercial unit, it's set up as a nice easy pull.
Yep.
Even though it's a really heavy mower, obviously with a cast iron deck and a single bar blade on it, the pull on it's really nice and easy. So
let's find out.
Should pull and find it.
Oh.
Let it off, straight through. That's pretty much it, boys. You won't get much louder than that. So and then you save a bit of time in your pre-lawn setup. Obviously, we don't have to worry about cleaning up sticks and leaves and bottle tops or anything like that. So it should be good to go.
Right,
You better just start it and hook into it. And we'll check out how straight your lines are.
They won't be.
Well, it'll soon stand out. Don't worry about it.
That's why I brought you here. Well, I've got to be honest, it's been quite a long time since I've actually had to do a really long straight line, and that first one that I did was a bit more like a banana than a straight line. I'd nearly say the first one we did would have been nearly close to 100 metres, so it's a fairly long run to do. Really awesome little machine. Amazed at how quiet it is for such a big machine. But that being said, there is a bit of weight to it, but in these large open areas, two things. Number one, you want there to be weight to get your striping effect. And number two, you're not really sort of manoeuvring it all that often. You're just more sort of steering it along. The self-drive system, again, really easy to operate. No great concerns there. The only thing is, when you engage the blade, you've got to remember to push the little yellow button in first. Otherwise, I suppose, safety mechanism. Otherwise, you're not going to get any blade action. Cuts really cleanly. Vacuums really well. So it sucked up all the leaves, picked up everything in the grass bag, no worries at all. Still quite dewy here. We had a late fog, didn't really clear till shortly after we got here, so it hung around till about 11:30. But overall, look, really interesting sort of machine. Something a little bit different today. Bit of a nice location to do things. So yeah, look, all in all, I really think it's a good thing if you've got that sort of grass that's inclined to be striped. So yeah, happy days. Okay, so you've had a little bit of a go of the Prostripe 560. What were your thoughts about it?
Brendan, it was pretty good. A very solid machine. It did a good job. The grass looked beautiful when we were finished.
It striped up really. It striped up really well.
I would have loved to have had the time to go the other direction at 90 degrees so that we got a nice checkerboard pattern. But overall, it's yeah, quite good. Maybe a little bit on the heavy side, but it's a big heavy machine, and unfortunately, I think you need that weight about it to get the striping effect with it.
Yeah, that's right.
In the vast expanse areas that we have here, which are quite long, maybe if it went just a little bit faster, that would be a good thing. But
yeah,
you know, everybody's got their own personal pace, how fast they work, etc.
That's actually something that I sort of noticed too. I'm sort of a bit of a big stepper, and I sort of thought that maybe a little bit more pace would be good. But Ben, we did actually talk to Ben off camera about that, and he did actually say that it can be tweaked up a little bit at a dealer level. He can make a little adjustment to make it a bit quicker. So that's probably good feedback as well. But you guys have got quite a bit of Toro gear here. You like the Toro stuff?
Yeah, we've got, as I said, quite a bit of gear. We've got 7 rotary mowers here at the moment, all Toros.
So they're right on 0 turns, are they? Big stuff?
All 0 turns, yes. And the latest acquisition is the Proline H800 with the catcher on it, which is just doing a marvellous job, and we get some striping effect from that. We do have some what we call pretty areas here, which we like to keep them pretty well immaculate.
Yep.
And it's doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
And other equipment around the farm, we've got a TX1000 mini loader, which does a tremendous job with cleaning out all the boxes and things here. And so we've got quite a bit of Toro stuff here. It's good, and it's good that we've got a local dealer in Scone Outdoors too to service them for us.
Yeah, look, a big shout out to Ben at Scone Outdoors, Ben and Tristan. Look, if you're in the Hunter Valley, anyone who's watching this, look, Ben and Tristan have always been really keen to help me out with these sort of videos, to do this sort of stuff. They actually arranged this Prostripe today from Toro. So that machine we had today was the Toro Australia demo. They made this happen. So just a huge shout out to those guys. And if you're in the market for any sort of gear like that, get onto them. I'll put their number on the screen. They're really great guys to work with. Look, Ken, I really appreciate your time here today.
That's no problem, Brendan, any time.
Tell me, before we go, Schnitzel, what's the go with Schnitzel?
Schnitzel is our, I suppose, our leading sire here at the moment. He's the son of Reduced Choice, who was the other statue that we saw earlier on.
So another bronzy.
Another bronzy,
yep.
But he's still alive and going well. He's actually, last year he completed the, he got the award of the Australian leading champion sire 4 years in a row, which hasn't happened for quite some time.
So his job is to make friends with ladies.
Yes. Very quickly, but yes. Yeah, he's a great horse, and like his father, Reduced Choice, he's a tremendous asset to the thoroughbred racing industry in Australia. Some of his prodigy is just unbelievable. You know where they've gone with racing. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
He's a good boy.
He must be a good boy if you're investing all this money in bronze statues.
Yes, and
it's all life size again.
Joe, our stallion manager, is here on the scene with us as well. So
awesome.
He's a little bit bashful about the statue, but you're gonna like it or lump it. He's here.
I love it. Well, Ken, look, thank you very much for having us.
Thanks, Brendan.
It was
Anytime.
bloody awesome.
Yep.
Look, anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. We'll catch you here next time on the Aussie Lawn.